Attention passionate Seattle Seahawks fans. Latest news, something big is happening in the NFC West and it could change the game. We're talking about a direct impact on Seattle Seahawks' path to another Super Bowl run, a power shift that could leave a division rival stumbling for years. We're bringing this to you firsthand. But before that, if you're a true Seattle Seahawks fan, subscribe to the channel to strengthen this passion even more. Show that you're also part of this family. Let's help each other reach 1,000 subscribers. Share with your FRINDS and Seattle SEAHAWKS fans. Let's get to the news, folks. Buckle up because there's some serious buzz swirling around the NFC West, and the Seahawks are right in the thick of it. Rumor has it that the Tennessee Titans are actively shopping their cornerback, L'Jarius Sneed, and the Seahawks are in the mix to land him. This potential trade could be a game-changer, not just for Seattle's secondary, but for their entire defensive identity moving forward. The Titans, sitting at a disappointing 5-12 in their tanking plans for 2025, are reportedly looking to move Sneed in exchange for a couple of draft picks, specifically a second-rounder in 2026 and a fourth-rounder in 2027. This is a smart move by the Titans, who are prioritizing draft capital ahead of what's shaping up to be a pretty rough season. They're also facing some financial constraints, with just $11 million in cap space and a clear focus on rebuilding their offensive line and front seven. Trading Sneed, a player with a proven track record as a lockdown corner, frees up cap space and helps them pivot toward the future, especially as they look to draft a new quarterback and rebuild their roster from the ground up. Now, let's talk about Sneed himself. The guy is an absolute baller on the field. He's known for sticking to receivers with elite press man coverage, and his instincts as a ball hawk are off the charts. When he's locked on, Sneed turns passes into interceptions at a high clip. He had an impressive 5 picks in just 17 games in 2025, along with 68 tackles and 15 pass deflections. His coverage grade from PFF was a stellar 89.0, and his pass defense rating was 95. The guy is a true playmaker, and his ability to turn the tide of a game with a big pick is exactly what Seattle's secondary needs to elevate their game. This move isn't just about filling a roster spot. It's about adding a game-changing piece that can influence the entire defense. Think about the Seahawks secondary right now. Devin Witherspoon is an absolute shutdown corner when healthy, but injuries have hampered his consistency, and the stats reflect that. With Sneed in the fold, Seattle could see a boost of around 4 more interceptions and a significant reduction of passing yards allowed per play by about 19%. That's a huge step toward turning the Seahawks' defense into a more aggressive, ball-hawking unit that forces turnovers at critical moments. And we all know how turnovers can flip a game. Look at the Dolphins last season with Jalen Ramsey back healthy. Their defense went from solid to elite, boosting their turnover rate by about 17%. Seahawks fans know how critical that is. The Seahawks' defense has already been trending upward, reducing big plays allowed from 35 to around 25 per season, which is a massive improvement. The addition of Sneed could push that even further, shutting down big plays and forcing offenses into more predictable, manageable situations. On the offensive side, this improved defensive efficiency translates into more opportunities for Geno Smith and the Seahawks' potent attack. Imagine the Seahawks capitalizing on those extra possessions, adding about 1/6 more per game, leading to increased yardage and scoring chances. Right now, the Seahawks are already gaining momentum, and an upgrade like Sneed could be the final piece to elevate them into serious Super Bowl contenders. Think about it. With a defense that can limit opponents, especially in a tough NFC West, the Seahawks could push their odds from +9,0 to +3,500 to win it all. That's a massive shift in betting odds, driven by a player who can be the X-factor in clutch moments, covering top receivers like Kupp and shutting down explosive offenses. The impact of Sneed joining the Seahawks would be felt across the entire team. His presence as a lockdown corner would allow Seattle to be more aggressive in their coverage schemes, daring quarterbacks to test their secondary less often. It's about sending a message. Seattle isn't just content with being competitive. They want to dominate, and adding a player like Sneed gives them that extra edge. Plus, this move aligns perfectly with their recent defensive improvements, which have been trending upward all season. If the Seahawks manage to pull this off, it would send a strong statement to the rest of the league. The NFC West is already one of the most competitive divisions, with teams like the 49ers and Rams boasting solid defenses and dynamic offenses. But with Snead locking down one side of the field, Seattle could become the division's most formidable unit. They've already got a rising star in Devin Witherspoon, and pairing him with Snead would create a duo that offensive coordinators have to think twice about. The Seahawks can then focus on shoring up other areas of their defense and continuing their offensive push, which has shown glimpses of greatness all season long. Looking at the bigger picture, this potential trade is reminiscent of some of the most impactful moves in recent NFL history, like the Gilmore trade to the Colts in 2022, which boosted their coverage efficiency by around 15%. It's about acquiring a proven player who can immediately elevate your defense. For the Seahawks, Snead's versatility and playmaking ability could be the catalyst that propels them into that elite tier of NFL teams. They've been building a strong core, and this move could be the missing piece that pushes them over the top, especially in a postseason race that looks more open than ever. Now, it's worth mentioning that trades like these aren't just about what happens on paper. They're about the culture, the locker room, and the confidence a player like Snead can bring. Seahawks fans know the importance of a resilient defense, especially when facing top-tier opponents. Having a corner who can blanket receivers like Kupp and limit explosive plays means less stress for the entire team, more confidence in clutch moments, and ultimately, a better shot at making a deep playoff run. And let's not forget, the Seahawks coaching staff has been aggressive in their approach this season, emphasizing strategic upgrades and maximizing their roster's potential. If they pull the trigger on this move, it signals their commitment to contending now rather than waiting for future drafts. It also sends a message to the rest of the league that Seattle isn't just here to play. They're here to win and to challenge the NFC giants. In conclusion, this potential trade for L'Jarius Snead is a bold, strategic move that could reshape the Seahawks' defensive outlook and significantly improve their chances of competing at the highest level. With his ability to lock down top receivers, create turnovers, and elevate the entire secondary, Snead could be the X factor that takes Seattle from a good team to a true Super Bowl contender. Fans should be excited because if this deal goes through, we're looking at a Seahawks team that's even more dangerous, more complete, and more ready to chase that championship. It's moves like these that define great teams, and right now, the Seahawks are on the verge of making a statement in the NFL landscape. Pause here just for a second. If you want the YouTube algorithm to keep recommending the latest Seattle Seahawks news to you, it's super important that you leave a like on this video. Go ahead, it's quick and it makes a big difference. Thank you. Now let us continue with the big reveal. And now, Seattle Seahawks fans, I want to hear from you. What's your take on this potential trade? Do you think Snead is the perfect fit to elevate our secondary? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. Your opinion matters so much to us and to the Seahawks. Remember, the NFL season is always full of surprises, and this could be one of the most exciting yet. I'll be back soon with more updates, so stay tuned for the latest Seahawks news. Let's keep the energy high, the hope alive, and the passion for our Seahawks burning bright. Go Hawks!